I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's up, y'all, man? Today I just wanted to come back and talk about the teams that are currently struggling throughout this NBA season. And I just want to talk about the pieces that they should look out to go grab before the trade deadline so they can get back to where they need to be at. Because a lot of teams that were not even in the bubble, some teams that weren't in the bubble last year are struggling, but a lot of teams that made it to the bubble, made it to the playoffs, they're struggling this year. And you can see that they just need something because they just don't look the same as they did last year. And it's a lot of the top tier teams, especially the teams like the Heat, the Mavericks, the Raptors, and they're just struggling this year. It looks really bad to where like they're in the 8th seed, and like you coming into the year, you expect those teams to be in the 4th or 5th seed because that's how good they are or how good they should be. But today I just want to talk about those teams. Before I go into my list, I want to say like, subscribe. We've been doing pretty good lately. I just want to say like and subscribe, share with your friends. But other than that, let's get right into it. So, first I want to go to the Heat. Now the Heat, they might have an excuse, but then again, you probably can't use the excuse of, oh, they were just in a bubble, and that was in October, and they were just in the finals, and that just took a lot of weight on them, and that probably is the reason why they're off to a slow start. But then you can't really use that when you got the Lakers on the other side of the spectrum, and they're the second best team in the league. So like, I don't know how you're really going to use that, but they are struggling pretty bad. You've seen it the other day. The Warriors have nobody over 6'8". The Heat have All-Star Bam Adebayo, and they lose that game. And then the thing is, they were up by like 20 at some point. I even turned the game off because I was like, there's no way this Warriors come back, because like they have nobody big. They have nobody that can stop Bam. You seen they were going with Bam in the first half. I don't know what happened in the second half because I really didn't watch it because I was like, yo, they're not coming back. And the Warriors just came back and won that game, and I'm like, bro, like what's up, bro? Like, you gotta, like, I don't understand how you let that happen. You've always been a decent defensive team. They don't even have Draymond Green. That's a big defensive part that they're losing. And that's a big offensive part that they're losing too. It's hard for Steph Curry to get his shots and get his groove. And you end up losing that game, and it's crazy because I'm like, bro, y'all are obviously the best team, and y'all are fully healthy. How did y'all not beat this team? And it's looking kind of crazy. It's looking kind of crazy in Miami, and a lot of decisions that they made in the past kind of biting them in the butt, like not trading for James Harden, because you had to give up Tyler Hero and some other young pieces. I'm sorry, but I'm giving up anybody for James Harden on that 18, except Bam and Jimmy, of course. But anybody else, y'all can get out. I'm gonna be honest. And I think all they wanted was Tyler, Kendrick, Iguodala, Precious, and a pick. That's nothing for James Harden. That's nothing. I'm gonna be honest. That's nothing. And they didn't want to get really tired of that. And I'm like, bro, I understand he had a great playoffs, but y'all want to win now. The Bucks just got Drew Holiday, so they're better, and Giannis is getting better. Chris Middleton is getting better. The Nets just got KD and Kyrie, and they want James Harden, so they're obviously better than they were last year. Celtics, y'all probably still better than them, but the 76ers, they have Joel Embiid, who's playing as MVP, and Ben Simmons, who's playing as the great co-star along with Tobias Harris and Steph Curry. And they wanted James Harden too, but they didn't get him. But they're getting better. Y'all have to do something to get better. And the fact that they didn't trade Tyler Hero and other pieces for James Harden, that's just gonna bite them in the butt, because if they expect to do what they did last year, it's not gonna happen, because you got to beat a lot more teams and a lot better teams. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they need to do. I mean, I know what they need to do, but I don't know if they can do it. I feel like they just need to go try to get Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal, they keep saying Bradley Beal's on the trade market. They say that about Zach LaVine too. But if you build him a good offer, he's getting traded. I'm gonna be honest, he's getting traded. And I just feel like you just need that shot creator other than Jimmy, because Jimmy can sometimes in the regular season, he becomes passive too much, and he's just not there all the time. You put Zach LaVine next to Bam and Jimmy, it would be a lot. It would be a lot more star power than y'all had before. betting on these young players and Tyler Hero, Kendrick Nunn, and Duncan Robinson, who are doing decent this season. But if you put Zach LaVine, a certified All-Star, next to them, yeah, that would look way better than going against those teams that I just named than what they have right now. But yeah, they're struggling pretty bad, man. The Mavs, I want to get into the Mavs. The thing about the Mavs is they have no damn big man. They don't have no big man. Willie Cauley-Stein is the only big man that they have, and he plays a little bit of minutes. But they're trying to force Kristaps Porzingis to play that center, and I'm just looking at Kristaps, and he's getting bodied by Enes Kanter, and I'm like, dude, you're 7'3". If you don't buffing up, and I love Kristaps, but like if you don't buffing up, bro, because like they're just gonna body you the whole time, and you can see that hurts them a lot. And then another thing that hurts them is the wing defense. I feel like the only real credible defender they have is Dorian Finney-Smith. Josh Richardson has not been that good on the defensive side this season. And I feel like they need to go out there and grab like a Thaddeus Young or a Hassan Whiteside. I say Thaddeus Young first because he can guard multiple positions and he can guard those big men that they have challenged guarding, because Kristaps is not great at guarding big men that like to post up and stuff. So you get Thaddeus Young, a person who can also fit into their offensive scheme because he can also spread the floor. He can also play make, and he's a very smart veteran player that this team could really use going into the playoffs. And even if they get to the playoffs, and they have Thaddeus Young, they're looking pretty scary out there, because Thaddeus Young is also a player that can go out and guard those LeBrons, those Kawhis, PGs, Brandon Ingrams, because he can guard multiple positions and he's really good at it. So if they get Thaddeus Young, they're looking pretty good. And he can also guard these big men. They're looking pretty good. But yeah, they need to go out and get Thaddeus Young or Hassan Whiteside just to guard the big men, because you see they're going to struggle guarding the Jokic, the Enes Kanters, I guess, the Anthony Davis. They're going to struggle because Kristaps is just not looking the same on defense. Happy that he's getting his offensive game back together, but you got to get bigger on defense, man. They're just bodying you like you nothing. But the Nuggets, this is the thing about the Nuggets. It's weird. To me, they have all they need, but they don't have the scheme to win, because they're so focused on running the team through Jokic, which is a smart idea. Running the team through Jokic and Jamal Murray. And then everybody else, you're either a spot-up shooter or you don't get that much plays running for you. But if you make Michael Porter Jr. a third option and get him at least 15 to 20 shots a game, they will be good, bro. They would, bro. And he's not looking so good now, but in the beginning of the season, before he had COVID, he was averaging 19 points on great shooting splits. He's averaging like 11 now because he said COVID is still messing with him a lot. But he don't have it, but like the breathing is still messing with him. But still, Michael Porter Jr. is that third star that they need. But he's not playing like it right now. And that's somewhat his fault, I guess. But just the scheme they even run it is just so fully based on running the team through Jokic, Jamal Murray, that other players don't really get that much plays running from. Like, Monte Morris gets more plays running from than Michael Porter Jr. does. And that's wild to me, because like Michael Porter Jr., to me, is a generational talent. He's up there with the Zions and the LaMelos, like the people that are going to run this league soon. And he's just not getting that much plays right to him. He's more of a spot-up shooter, and that's just it. He gets like 10 shots a game, and I'm like, bro, he's like, what are y'all looking at? Like, this is it, bro. This is y'all third star. Instead of going down here and getting a Bradley Beal, which I think they should get now, because other than that, they like Jokic has had plenty of games where he had 50 and 40 points this season, and they lose. They just lose. And I'm like, bro, just pair him with Bradley Beal. But this is the thing. If I'm the Washington Wizards and I want to get rid of Bradley Beal and they call me up to get Bradley Beal, don't offer me nobody else but Michael Porter Jr. I don't want Jamal Murray. I don't. I'll tell you, Jamal Murray's cool, but I'll take Michael Porter Jr. over him any day. Any day. And I would be hesitant if I were the Nuggets to get rid of Michael Porter Jr. because you can get rid of him and he shines, which he will shine in Washington, because that's the person that they need. They're going to look dumb. Even if Bradley Beal comes in here and does great, they're going to look dumb because they had a generational talent right there. But yeah, I think the Nuggets should just go get Bradley Beal, man. Just put more star power next to Jokic. Jamal Murray is one of the most confusing players in this league, where he'll just go off in the playoffs and then in the regular season he's barely top 15 point guard, and it's weird. And in some minds it's cool and it's good because like playoffs is when it matters. But like, come on, dude, play good in the regular season so we can get a better position in the playoffs, so we can have home field advantage. But I don't know. But I feel like they really need to go get Bradley Beal. That can help them on the long run. But then again, if I'm Washington, I'm not asking for Jamal Murray. I'm asking for Michael Porter Jr. The trade package should be Michael Porter Jr., Gary Harris, and Bobo for Bradley Beal. And that's a lot. But Bradley Beal's hooping. And that's his leverage. That's his trade value right now. He's hooping. And they don't even play Bobo, so it's probably not that much. But yeah, that's the trade value. Pelicans, their problem is shooting. Yeah, it's just shooting. Shooting next to Lonzo Ball and Zion and Brandon Ingram. That's their problem because the really only real 3-point shooter they have is Terrence Ross. JJ Redick. And Terrence Ross is the player that I think they should go get. I feel like he just helped them a lot. Because I ain't gonna lie, Brandon Ingram's starting to fade away a little bit. He's not having a lot of good games. Zion's taking control. And this is what I like. I like it when Zion's going crazy and ESPN is not posting it 24/7. Because when ESPN focuses on one player that they just try to make him the market player, like this player that they just put on media all day, it gets on my nerves so much. And it makes me start to get annoyed with that player, even though that shouldn't be like that. I was like, bro, why do they keep showing him? But like Zion's he's not getting that much media time as he was last season, and he's kind of going crazy now. And a lot of people don't really realize that. But the Pelicans, they just need more shooting next to them. I feel like they got everything else. They have a competent center. They just need a 2-guard that can shoot, also create for his own, also play really good off ball, and play decent defense. Because that's their problem. They have bad defense. Otto Porter would be another player that they should think about getting just to help the defensive side. The defense is terrible. But yeah, Celtics, Drummond and Vucevic. I'm gonna keep praising it. They need a center bad. I preferably would get Vucevic because I'm telling you, bro. You put Drummond into a good offense, bro. Watch what he do when he get there. He gonna mess that offense up if you don't get in his mind that you're just here to rebound, put the shot back up, or screen and roll. If you don't say that, them point guard moves he be trying to do, they're gonna come a lot more. But yeah, they should go out and get Drummond or Vucevic. I already said Vucevic is a better player, and Vucevic would just fit better with this team because he can literally do everything: play off ball, play on ball, score at 3 levels, play decent defense. He's really a great center that really doesn't get talked about enough. But he's on the Mavericks, that's why. I mean the Magic, that's why. Raptors, Drummond again. They just need a center, bro. Raptors need a center. Aaron Baines is not as good as he's used to be. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of depressing because Aaron Baines is really fun to watch. But he's not as good as he used to be. Especially last year when DeAndre Ayton was out. Aaron Baines was going crazy last year. He's just not as good. But yeah, they just need a center, man. And I don't know. Maybe it worked. I don't know how they want Drummond, but I don't know how Drummond and Siakam pair will fit. But it's most likely only for one season because Drummond's going to get paid from somebody. He's going to get $20 million again from somebody this offseason. I don't know if it's from the Raptors. I really feel like it's going to be from Charlotte, but he's going to get paid this season. This offseason, he's really going to get paid. But my last team, Bucks. Same thing. I said this last video. They need Terrence Ross, and you see it right now. They just don't have that much off the bench. Is nothing. DJ Augustine is not good no more. Like, to me, that was an underrated signing. I feel like the more underrated signing right now is Brent Forbes, whatever his name is. Bro, he has a shot on him. But when they signed DJ Augustine, I was like, ooh, that's hard. That was a pretty underrated signing. But no, the hell is not, bro. He's playing terrible. And I feel like, bro, they rely on him. That's who they're really betting on to come out that bench and provide. Him. Because Pat Connaughton, on and off. Brent Forbes, he's actually pretty good. I give him that. Oh, Bobby Portis. I forgot about him. But I'm talking about as far as scoring, they're relying on DJ Augustine to to score or shoot the ball off the bench. And he's just not it. I feel like they need to go trade somebody. Trade Pat Connaughton and DJ Wilson. You don't play the dude anyway. Trade Pat Connaughton and DJ Wilson for Terrence Ross. His contract's expiring anyway, so I'm pretty sure they'll take that. And just do it, bro. It's because y'all need that going into the playoffs. And I feel like that will make them a way better team than they were that they are right now. Because he can shoot. I already said what he can do. He can do a lot of things for this team. And they need help bad. They're on a 5-game losing streak. They need help bad. Chris Middleton, what are you doing? You had the last couple games against these Raptors, they've been locking OG Anunoby been locking Chris Middleton up these last few games. But other than that, that's really the only team that are struggling. Other teams that are struggling, you expect them to struggle. The Cavs, we're struggling. We playing the best fucking teams in the league in the last 9 games. That's why we're on a 9-game losing streak. Timberwolves, they're just trash. Who else is struggling? Pistons, they're not really struggling. Pistons is kind of fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of fun to watch. Because Jeremy Grant be going crazy. He just had 43 the other day. Sadiq Bey's really good. Mason Plumlee is pretty underrated. I feel like, bro, he can get trade. He has a lot of trade value in the league. He's a really good center. But yeah, they're really fun to watch. I wouldn't say they're struggling because they show up every game. It's just they don't get the wins because they're playing the best teams in the league like we are. But yeah, they're really good. But the other teams that are struggling, you expect them to struggle because they're just not that good. But other than that, this is it for this video. I'll be back soon with another video. These video ideas just be coming off the brain. I just be thinking while I'm at work, like what I'm gonna do next. But other than that, like, subscribe, share with your friend. Peace out.